Hey guys, Break here. Sorry I haven't been posting much content recently. I've recently started a new job, so that's why the current content's been a bit slow. But today I want to talk to you about 5 of the biggest scams in WoW history and how people were scammed out of a lot of gold through these methods. So the first scam we're going to talk about takes place in Booty Bay, right about here with these 3 goblins. Now, for those of you who don't know what these guys do, Landro Longshot right here basically collects TCG, trading card game mount codes, and you can go to him, you can say, right, I want to redeem a Spectral Tiger mount, and then you can type in the code that you used to be able to get from the TCG trading card game. If you were lucky enough to get a Spectral Tiger, you could type it in and you could receive your mount. And you can literally get all of the TCG mounts from here. If we go to one of them, here's the Feldrake mount, for example, and the pets as well, and the toys, so you can redeem anything from this guy. So what used to happen is something like this would appear in trade chat. Want to sell Spectral Tiger mount, 500k / whisper me. And if you did message these people, they would tell you something like this. Hey, I have the code here ready. You redeem the code for the mount in Booty Bay. I prefer if you gave me the gold up front, but to be more fair, we could do a 50-50 deal. Give me half the gold now, and half afterwards once you redeem the mount. Obviously, in hindsight, it's probably pretty obvious what the scammer is trying to do, but for people who want to get their hands on a TCG mount, then, they could fall for it. And what would happen, for those of you who haven't guessed already, is once you gave them half the gold up front, 250k for example, they would then just log off and trade the gold to another character and you'd never see them again. I have also seen other versions of this scam where people do give you a code and it appears to work, so you give them the rest of the gold that you owed them, but either you get your mount and then it gets taken away because it was from like a stolen credit card or something, or the code just never really works, it was old, it was used before, anything like that. But basically these codes very rarely work. I would never trust anyone trying to give you a code, and it was a big scam people used back in the day. Some people made millions of gold through this method. Okay, so the second thing we're going to talk about could maybe be considered more of a bot or a hack rather than a scam, but it works in the same way. It cheats people out of gold, it gets you gold unfairly, and that is Honor Buddy. So Honor Buddy was the huge bot for World of Warcraft, and it made the producers a lot of money. It had thousands and thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people using it, and in 2017 it was shut down by Blizzard. Finally, after like 10 years, it was eventually shut down. But for many, many years, this was the #1 bot that people would use, and it could basically do anything for them. It could farm up people unlimited amounts of herb or ore whilst they were asleep. It could run battlegrounds to get unlimited amounts of honorable kills. It could sit on the auction house all day and repost things and purchase things instantly. It worked as a lot of different ways. They had loads of different sort of parts of the bot that you could download and use, loads of different profiles, and it was very, very popular. Now, there are many videos online of people using the software. This is a random video I found of some German guy. So he's got it all set up. He presses start right there, and then it starts to work as you saw on the left, and it just starts to play the game for him. This looks like a leveling thing. It's leveling up some warlock, and this was probably one of the least harmful in terms of the game itself, just a leveling bot, but this thing could do so much more. It could farm up so many ores and herbs and completely destroy the market, particularly destroy the market for people who were legitimately farming up ore and herbs. Imagine spending two really boring hours farming up some ore, but then there's just some bot that just spent 24 hours farming up the ore, and they can just completely outprice you, sell it for a lower price, and it was a scam. It was a really bad scam, and I'm very glad it's gone from the game. I know there are other bots out there right now, I'm pretty sure, that are doing a similar thing, but at least the most popular bot has gone. Before we go on to number 3, just have a look at the message I received after recording the first scam about the Spectral Tiger Booty Bay scam. This guy actually messaged me when I advertised for 500k in /Yale, just to show you guys, asking how come 500k. It shows how popular these mounts are, and if someone advertises it for real cheap, they're going to get responses, and people might think maybe it's a scam, but they're still kind of drawn in by the possibility they could get the mount for so cheap, and that's why the scam was so powerful. Okay, so the next scam, which is really stupid and I can't believe people actually fall for it, but people do, is what I'm going to call the buying for more than auction house price scam. So basically what people do is they will say, want to buy Spectral Tiger Cub, for example, in trade chat, but they'll say, want to buy Spectral Tiger Cub 500k. So someone else goes on the auction house, hey, Spectral Tiger Cubs are only 400k. Why don't I buy one and then I can sell it to this guy and make a 100k profit? Well, guess what? The thing that you just bought was the alt of the guy that's trying to buy it. So I am Terra Boy. I'm on Terra Man. Terra Man is advertising in trade chat, asking to buy the Spectral Tiger Cub for 500k. Some poor person goes along, sees it's only 400k on the auction house from Terra Boy, buys it for 400k, and when they go to try and sell it to Terra Man has logged off because you've just bought his item. Now, there is some debate between people whether this is or is not actually a scam, because, I mean, you are buying an item that's on the auction house, so nothing really bad or against the rules is being done, but I think it's really, really immoral. It's pretty much a scam because you've told someone that you're going to buy something for a certain price, you've tricked them into selling it for that price on your alt, and then you've logged off when they try and sell it to you. So you basically made them buy it for the price that you set, which is a scam in my opinion. But the people that fall for it, I think, are just really dumb. And I'm not saying you deserve it, but you've just got to be more careful, guys. If someone wants to buy an item that is on the auction house for much cheaper, but they want to buy it for a more expensive price, it makes no sense. Like, if you want to buy an item, the first thing you do is check the price on the auction house. So it's almost always going to be a scam, so just never fall for this one, guys. Okay, so the fourth scam I want to talk about is weak aura gold scamming. Now, this thing was pretty huge. It's happened a couple of times, I believe, most recently in 2016, and what this basically did was meant people could link you a weak aura script and then trade you, and you would just trade them all your gold. You wouldn't have to accept the trade or anything. They could just basically steal your gold by linking you this script. Pretty crazy. I can't believe this actually happened. I don't know what Blizzard were doing. I mean, they eventually fixed it pretty quickly, but this was a huge scam back in the day. For those of you who don't know what weak auras is, it is a add-on which can help you with your rotation and can warn you about certain spells being off cooldown, etc. It's a really good add-on, weak auras 2. I use it a lot, but I can't believe this was actually a thing. So, as Magnox says, you could be linked to script in game. I think if you have to click the script, but then they would just open up a trade with you, and then immediately all your gold would be put into the trade window and you'd press accept, even though you didn't actually press anything. It's just ridiculous, and you lose all your gold. There's been a lot of reports on this, so it's not just some guy making it up. And if we go down, there has been some blue responses and saying that they fixed it and they're adding security for all gold transfers, which has now meant, you now have to press, are you sure you want to trade? That kind of thing. So maybe that's what's fixed it, and I'm glad it's been fixed, but this was a huge scam back in the day. Okay, so the final scam we're going to talk about is something which I actually fell for and something which I lost a lot of gold from. and it's basically where people claim that they will sell you in-game store mount for gold. So they will shout something like this in /yell. I'm not actually gonna press enter this time because people are gonna ask me questions, but want to sell in-game store mounts for gold, 200k each /whisper me. Now the reason I fell for this was because I really wanted the mounts back in the day, the in-game store mounts, but I didn't want to pay real money for them. But I had a lot of gold, so I thought, well, I can trade with someone and they can give me the mount code and I can give them the gold. Nowadays, you don't really see this hack anymore because you can trade gold for a WoW token or WoW kind of currency, or Blizzard currency, Blizzard balance, which you can then turn into these. So nowadays you can actually buy these legitimately with gold, but before the WoW token you couldn't do that. So what would basically happen is they would give you a code once you gave them the gold, and this code could be used to redeem the mounts. But the kind of significant thing about this hack or this scam is because you actually did get the mounts for a small period of time. So people would give you a code, you would go onto the WoW website, go onto the Redeemer code section, type it in, and you would actually get the mount that you bought. But what basically happened is this person either bought these mounts on a stolen credit card or they just do a chargeback. So what happens is you type this in, you press redeem code, you then get the mounts in your mail, you're super happy, but then a day later when you log back in, you no longer have the mounts. Blizzard actually take them off you because the credit card gets cancelled or declined or charged back, something like that. And yep, this did happen to me. Stupidly, I fell for it. I got 3 mounts from the in-game store and I had them in my bags. I was flying around with them. It was all good. I was very happy. But the next day when I logged in, none of them are there. And I've been scammed out of 500,000 gold or something. So don't do what I did. Don't be stupid. Basically, just never buy anything from someone where you have to go out of the game to do it. Just never do that. It's not worth it. You're almost always going to get scammed and it's best not to. But anyway, guys, that is about it. I mean, there are a few other honorable mentions which I could give. I mean, I could just do another video on this. You guys tell me if you want me to do another video, but there's, of course, the casino scam, which I did a whole video on a few years back, and that was very, very popular. There was all the dupes, the TCG mount, TCG pet dupes, which were extremely popular. There's lots and lots of other scams, so I could do another video if you guys are interested, but thanks for watching, guys. I should be doing more content now that my new job has stabilized and things are, getting back to normal. And I'm excited to play some WoW Classic when that comes out, and I'm also excited to play 8.2 when that comes out. So there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in WoW right now. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, see ya.